Often in horror films, storylines fit into several categories, recently the most common one being a group of young teenagers becoming victim to something horrific such as the paranormal or a murderer. One of the main trends in horror films is that the characters get picked off one by one, becoming the subject to the horror and getting killed. In the film Ouija, the film starts with one of the characters dying, which leads the rest of their friendship group into investigating a death, and 3 more end up dying at different intervals in the film.
You ever feel like even after someone you love has died, there's still a way you can talk to them?
You want to talk to Debbie?
Yeah.
Having the characters investigate into the reasons behind the horror often is used as part of a plot, because it suggests that they are getting involved in something that should perhaps have been left alone. This could materialise like in Ouija, where the characters research into the history of the house and the people who died in it, or like in Paranormal Activity, where the characters follow the noises and disturbances to figure out what it was.
Front door, open.
Mom?
Often in horror films there is a recurring object that is mentioned, used or seen throughout the entire film, which causes the audience to make a link between the object and the film, often making it more memorable. In the film Ouija, the Ouija board keeps appearing throughout the film in different places, coming back even when it's burnt. This object is then used as a cliffhanger at the end of the film when they finally thought they were free from the ghosts and the Ouija board. In the film Annabelle, the doll which the film was based around moves around the house and appears in different places throughout the film. Having a plot twist right at the end of the horror film is often used because it leaves the audience feeling unnerved about what has happened, because they begin to think that the film is going to end one way, but when it changes it leaves them feeling shocked. Like in Ouija, where it leaves the film on a cliffhanger by the reoccurring object appearing again, many other horror films do this because it creates opportunity for sequel films to be made, as well as leaving the audience feeling scared because there was no happy ending and they don't know how it actually ends. Having one or more naive characters in horror films is used consistently, because without them following the sounds or weird things that happen and leaving all the lights off and things like that, the horror film would never build because they wouldn't fall victim. In Ouija, the female character at the start goes back into the house alone at night when she knows that supernatural things have been happening and that she is probably in danger, then ignores the signs when they start to show again, keeping all the lights off and not contacting anyone, and then she ends up getting possessed and kills herself.
What's going on? I just don't want to go out tonight. You sure you don't want to come?
I'm good. Go have fun.
Another type of character is the one who doesn't believe what is happening and stubbornly ignores what everyone is saying. In Paranormal Activity, the husband doesn't believe what the wife is saying about the ghostly things happening around the house, and then they all fall victim to what is happening.
High-def camera on. My girlfriend Katie, she thinks there's something in the house, I don't know.
You believe me, right?
I think we're gonna have a very interesting time capturing whatever paranormal phenomena is occurring or is not occurring.
Typically, when the characters are in a group of teenage friends, all the girls are pretty and popular with jock boyfriends. Sometimes in these types of character setups, there is a virgin character who is innocent and gets scared easily, or perhaps the nerd character who is the one with all the answers and wants to investigate the horror that is happening, whether it be a murderer or supernatural. There will also often be one main character who is more involved with the horror thing that is happening and often pushes the other characters further into trying to find out what it is.
You ever feel like even after someone you love has died, there's still a way you can talk to them?
You want to talk to Debbie?
Yeah. This is where Debbie died.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Child characters are often used as the focus of horror because they are meant to be something innocent and pure. This can strike up the feeling of fear in what children are capable of, but also they need to protect the child from what is causing them to act a certain way. Like in the film The Omen, the main villain character being a child.
Damien! Look at me, Damien!
It's all for you!
Lots of horror films use families or couples as their main victim characters because it plays off their emotions and relationship with each other, as well as the interaction of the horror, which puts the relationship to the test. In the film Willow Creek, the couple are isolated and alone. The boyfriend believes in Bigfoot and wants the noises and movements to be real, whereas the girlfriend doesn't believe and is scared and wants to leave it alone. This causes arguments and such, which makes the film more personal to the audience as it is playing with their emotions.
When you get in there, it's a steep canyon, there's a running creek, there's forest, it's thick, and you're gonna feel how isolated they were.
Callie! Come here!
The real truth of it is you're out in the middle of nowhere.
How do we know we're going in the right direction?
You don't want to be in the movie, and now you're Stanley fucking Kubrick.
Turn off the camera.
There's a lot of people.
In some horror films, it is the main popular pretty character that turns out to be evil, because of her selfish and bad personality traits turn out to be something much worse, and this plays off the mean girl stereotype. In the film Jennifer's Body, Jennifer's character uses her popularity and looks to manipulate people and lead men to their death.
You and me are going out tonight. Wear something cute, okay?
You always do what Jennifer tells you to do.
It's just that I like the same things that she likes. You're killing people. No, I'm killing boys.
One of the most stereotypical settings is a creepy big house with lots of open space and echoing sounds of creaks and bangs. Settings like this are used in films like Ouija, Paranormal Activity, and Insidious.
1970? Well, a man named Charles Grady is the winter caretaker. And he came up here with his wife and two little girls, I think about 8 and 10. From what I've been told, I mean, he seemed like a completely normal individual.
Often the settings are unknown and deserted places, like Cabin in the Woods, which was set in an isolated house in the middle of the woods. This makes the audience feel as if they are trapped with the horror that is happening and that no help is coming for them, so they have no way out.
It doesn't even show up on the GPS. It's unworthy of global positioning.
That's the whole point. Get off the grid, right?
Oh, this is awesome.
A big factor in the mise-en-scène of horror films is the low-key lighting, which restricts not only the characters but the audience's view of what is happening, which keeps them on edge and makes the film more scary. This is used a lot in the film Ouija, with the main character's boyfriend in a dark, dingy alleyway, with shadows and noises building up the tension, as well as another female character going behind a restaurant in an empty car park late at night, with the fear of something following.
She woke something up.
Is somebody there?
When scenes in horror films are set in the character's own house or bedrooms, it often makes it more personal to the audience because they feel like they are not as safe in their own house.
Quiet! I'm not crazy! I'm obsessed! Often it's the lack of music that creates the tension and makes the film more scary, as the audience are listening out for any suspicious noises along with the characters. In Willow Creek there is a 15-minute long scene in a tent with no music, only the natural sounds and them talking, as well as the creepy suspicious noises that would happen every few minutes, leaving the audience on edge for ages, waiting for the pinnacle jump scare moment.
Just go back to bed. Did you hear that?
Hear what? That sounds like someone's crying.
Sometimes in horror films the most effective sound effects is the quiet build-up, where it is low and mumbled in the background, and then as a jump scare happens it increases in volume, hitting a peak but only for a split second, causing the sound to scare the audience more than what is actually happening.
Can you show us a sign?